Hello, welcome back to this. Stop laughing.
Sorry.
What a great start. We're back.
We should keep that in.
No, we are. We absolutely
Okay.
are.
Okay.
Welcome back to this month's podcast of the book club. We are a little behind, but for May, we read The 7-Year Slip by, guys, the reading's a little hard today, by Ashley Poston. I picked the book this month because I read her first book, that was The Dead Romantics, a while ago, and I really, really liked it. So I wanted to give this one a try. So, how do we start it off, guys?
How do you feel? You should like the first one.
I liked The Dead Romantics. I like this book better than The Dead Romantics. I think The Dead Romantics was her first book, so it's always like, it's the first book thing. But we're going to start off by saying, first of all, what genre did you mark it all as?
I put it as romance fiction.
Yeah, I mean,
also did.
I did not fill out the paper, but I would say it's like romance fiction because, like, yes, it has kind of like I don't even know how you like. It's not fantasy, obviously, but it has like that like magical like because of the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I wouldn't say it's like
I didn't know. I was like, is it science fiction? But it's not science. Like,
no.
it's not like it's a time machine, but like
There's an alien.
there's magic, and I don't. But it's not fantasy.
Yeah, so I think romance fiction is like a pretty
Yeah.
There's just some
little extra to it.
Yeah, there's some events that we can't explain.
Yeah. Yeah. And then my feeling towards the books, I said that I enjoyed the book, and the book also made me cry. So I gave the book a 4-star. How did everyone else do? Okay.
You're gonna be very surprised, guys, but the book did not make me cry.
I'm not surprised in the slightest.
But I think I'd give it like a 4-star because I read it towards the end of the month of May. And I was like, guys, I really gotta read this. Like, we're running out of time. And I finished it in like 2.5 days, give or take. So it didn't take me that long to read. Like, I feel like the beginning though was a tad bit slow. But then once it picked up, I was like eating it up. And my prediction was correct when I was talking to you guys about it.
I'm not gonna lie, I started the book pretty early on in the month, but I was not excited for this book because I was so set in my like fantasy genre that I wasn't really excited to read any type of like slow burn romance, like real life stuff. And I agree, it did take a little bit to pick up, but like once it got closer to the end, I enjoyed it. I put that this book made me cry because it did make me cry at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But I also wrote my own note. I said I wouldn't read it again. I think like there's a couple books where I'm like I would read this again and again, but this one I enjoyed it for the most part, but I would not pick it up and read it again.
What did you rate it?
I rated it a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was the last one to finish this book, and I finished it like a week ago.
This is a month after this month was supposed to be read as well.
Yeah, I also rated it a 3, and I would say I probably wouldn't read it again, and I did not cry.
You said you were disappointed though, and like
I was very disappointed because like I feel like everyone hyped it up, but I also never read Dead Romantics, even though like it's on my TBR. I just feel like they just didn't do enough. Like the whole idea of it is so good, but I feel like there just wasn't enough. They were just like,
There
Here
was
you go. Like,
there was a part of my thing I always said like there feels like there's something missing.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it was just like weird, like the whole like there wasn't really an explanation for like the apartment and stuff that bothered me. So
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously in this episode we're going to discuss like spoilers and stuff, but for anyone who maybe hasn't read it in a while or hasn't read it and is just listening, Kayla, do you want to give like a little synopsis of like what the book is about? Like what's the storyline?
Yes, I will. I'm also turning over the book. It's been a month since I read it. So, basically, a young girl, her name is, let's make sure I have her. Yep, Clementine. Clementine moves into her aunt's apartment after her aunt's passing, which is its own storyline in itself, which put me through the ringer. And then as she goes to this apartment, this man is there, but he lives 7 years in the past. And we learn in the book about her and what she's going through, her aunt, and then we also see the voyage, I guess, of the relationship both in the past and then how that affects the present of what's happening. So I feel like that's pretty good, decent. Not too many spoilers.
Yeah. All right, and then past this, we are going to be giving spoilers. So
Spoilers.
listen at your own risk.
Listen at risk. Okay. So I have a question. This
Okay.
was my question I had. Would you want to be the person that's living 7 years in the past or be the person living in the future?
Oh, that's a good question.
Thank you, guys.
I have my answer.
You have an answer already?
Yes. I think kind of like I would rather be in Clementine's side than like his name's Iwan, right? That's how we're pronouncing it.
Okay.
I say I won,
It is
but-
not I want.
but I've been told I'm wrong.
I think it's Iwan.
I'm gonna call him James at this point.
How do you pronounce his name?
I was thinking like Ewan.
Okay, Ewan.
I've seen that one on TikTok.
I didn't say I win. I said I won.
I said
I read as Ewan, not Ewan.
Iwan?
I put Iwan. Okay, anyways, whatever. The male interest in this book, I would rather be the female because, like, in the book, like he says, like, I can't believe like this happened with you last night, but this happened to me like 7 years ago. And he went 7 years without seeing her,
Yeah.
and then she sees him, and then like basically sees him like a couple months later.
Well, but so to be fair, he kind of like met her before she knew him.
Yeah.
So like he was still kind of aware of her. So I kind of like it in that aspect where like yeah, maybe at first like you don't know this stuff, but then once you find her and then like figure out like what's going on, like it's very interesting. Although I do feel like I kind of wish he just like told her instead of like
Yeah.
waiting for
And
this
there's
whole
no
mystery.
explanation. Like that's like another thing that
Yeah.
bothers me. Like there's no explanation as to why or like why he didn't go and find her. Or just like in present time, like I know like she didn't know of him, but I'm like you knew of her for
Well,
7 years.
I feel like it kind of like alludes to the fact that like he knew of like the apartment, so I think he kind of in a way like understood that like she hadn't met him and like didn't want to freak her out, and like when they met in that taxi cab, which he clearly hadn't figured out her life yet, and I think he didn't want to like uproot it. Essentially, that's kind of like the vibe I got.
Yeah.
I just kind of I really like the book, but I feel like the ending was a little rushed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I did kind of like her and him like figuring it out, you know, like getting to know each other in the present, and then also, you know, seeing the 7 years like prior. I did kind of like that, and then eventually meeting up, I was like, yes. But then like there's like 2 chapters after they met up, and I'm like, oh.
But also
Yeah.
wasn't
I
it
wanted
like
more.
he was in the 7 year like in the back? Wasn't he like 18? He was young. Like he was just getting started. Like he was a dishwasher. Like I also think
yeah, he was like,
if he went and saw her, I'm pretty sure she was probably a teenager. So he did have to wait.
That's true.
He-
No, but I mean when
he
they
can't
met
catch
in
a
the
case.
taxi,
He did have to wait.
when they met in the taxi,
That
like-
was crazy. When I read that, I went, I have a feeling.
yeah, I feel like, or even if when they met in the restaurant, like when she bumped into him, like at the
Mhm.
beginning of the book, like I wish he was just like, oh, like it's you.
yeah, and then you would have been like, what do you
Yeah.
mean it's you?
Yeah. Although I called from the start, guys.
I did too.
I have a sticky note in my book, and I went, I bet he's the chef, and I fucking called it.
As you saw on our Instagram, we were at the beach doing a sunrise a while ago, and we were all reading that book, and I remember me and Carly just, like, sticky notes and pens being like, oh my god. Like, it was funny. But I feel like I would want to be the person in the future. I don't think I could wait that long.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'd want to be in the future. I don't think I would rather be waiting for the person than
Then wait for them.
having to wait. Like literally me, epitome. Like I could never wait and like keep my cool for that
Yeah.
long.
Mm-hmm. Something else that I put as a question is, who would you like to see in the apartment if you could choose?
It has to be someone from your past, doesn't it?
Yours
Or
from
is it
your
always the
past.
is it always the past, or is it the future as well?
Well, I think that
I
depends.
think it's the past.
It's usually the past, but like if you could see someone, like you yourself could choose, you walk into the apartment, you could see one person, who would you choose?
I don't know.
I don't know because I feel like I don't have anyone.
I feel like part of me would say like my great grandparents, just because like I know so much about them, and I feel like that would have been like a good thing for me. But also, I'm just like,
I mean, but if I'm keeping in within the 7-year frame,
oh,
well, I guess then I'd want to see my grandfather.
yeah.
But I can't go past those 7 years.
Who
so-
have we lost in the past 7 years? I hate to say it, but I don't know. I feel like I'd choose someone that I haven't seen in a while.
Or I would just want to, like, just someone that you know now, seeing them 7 years prior.
Yeah.
Like,
Me talking to you. Could you imagine?
oh yeah, because how long have we known each other?
Since freshman year, so this would have been like the start of our friendship. If
Oh.
it was 7
No,
years
yeah,
ago.
but I'm talking about, like, someone, like, that you just met now. Or, like, have only known for the past 2 years or something. If you, like, got to look into their life 7 years ago.
Honestly, in that case, I would choose Aaron.
Like, that would be really
I
interesting.
would want to see what Aaron was like.
Yeah. I haven't really met anyone new recently, so.
If I could choose 7 years, I choose myself. Why do you talk to yourself?
I would not want to see myself 7 years ago.
See, no, I was thinking that. I'm like, wow, me at 14, like, I was so different back then.
Oh my god. Wait, that's 14.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
we were 21.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't want to see anyone in the apartment. I want to see myself going to bed.
I don't know. I don't really like have any family wise. Like,
could you
maybe I'd be the same as this girl, where like
You just want to meet someone new.
like meet someone new and like
Yeah.
fall in love and like him be like
a
my
real
person.
crazy thing you could have done. 7 years in the future, imagine with Jax.
Oh my
Like
god.
Oh, I guess. Yeah.
Jax would have been. Oh my god, Jax
Okay.
would be 9.
No, actually, my worst nightmare would be walking into an apartment and seeing a complete stranger from 7 years ago. I would hate that.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I'm in my hopeless romantic phase, so I feel like if I lived like that type of life, perfect.
Love it. Love
And
it.
some man was just cooking for me all the time.
Yeah,
Perfect.
just there. Oh yeah, him cooking, such a slay.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
I loved it, and I loved
That's
like,
really one of my quotes.
Me
It's like
too.
her talking about like how like someone like cooking for you is like such like a romantic act.
And then cooking was the
Yeah.
thing that brought them back. Like, she realized when I read the fucking lemon pie, I was like, bitch, it's him. It's him. But then I also thought
That's
it was,
true.
I thought it would be something originally with peanut butter and jelly. Because that was like the first thing they did. But then it was the lemon pie. I was like, of course it's the lemon. It's lemons.
See, guys, I feel like this is a little, maybe might be unpopular, but I'm not gonna lie. In the beginning, Clementine was kind of low-key annoying me, or like the author was kind of annoying me when she kept alluding to like her grandmother and like losing herself. I'm like, tell me, like what? Or sorry, her aunt, not her grandmother. I'm like, what happened?
Oh,
Like they
yeah.
alluded it for like 100 pages or whatnot. I'm like, just tell me. And then I read it, and I'm like, oh, that's not that sad.
What?
At least,
Well, I
it was-
cried
it
when they
was-
revealed it.
okay, no, it was sad. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. You know, like suicide. You know, is like a sad thing. But I'm like, oh, I was expecting like
Yeah.
something way more. You know what I
No.
mean?
Yeah.
Generally, the quotes that like this girl came up with, like explaining how she felt, I literally was like bawling.
Yeah, no, she did like a really, 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 really good job at like describing feelings and like
Yeah.
that's what I did
definitely.
love about the book. I feel like the
Mhm.
writing was very beautiful. I just feel like
Yes.
the execution of the plot I hated.
Yeah. I even wrote down, I was like, I liked the realness of the book outside of like romance. Because suicide is such a very big thing that is like still has that stigma around being talked about. And I think talking about it through like the emotion wise of how like it is for someone who like loses someone to that, and especially it's someone who's like, I guess, older. Because we can assume her aunt was like probably like 50s maybe, I would guess, based on the story.
Yeah.
But also, I loved the storyline between the aunt and Vera. That was one of my favorite moments, was between Vera and Clementine.
Yeah, but okay.
And then realizing that like they're all like interconnected was
related.
really cool.
That was cool. But can I just say, from the books that we've recently read, even the next two that we're going to talk about, I'm just like getting a little sick of authors just putting in a gay relationship in the background.
I
agree.
agree.
Like, just to be like,
I
oh,
agree.
here's the representation. I'm like, come on.
So guys,
Like, it's cute, but it's like, just
Oh,
make
and, like,
make
that
it the full story.
And also that full circle moment of like they're
She's
two
also-
people like knowing each other and then like they kind of
I
like
would
set
was
them
Vera's
up.
nephew. and
Yeah.
you're like, whoa.
so then maybe we should recommend a gay romance
Maybe
in
we should
August.
see the book.
And yeah, to
Well, yeah, we'll discuss what we're going to do in August at the end.
Also,
I also want to add partially why I dislike the book is I have this pet peeve about books where if you have a stupid name, I'm not gonna like the book.
yeah,
The selection, the girl's name is America, couldn't get through the first chapter.
who?
it was a book.
In a different book. I couldn't read the book because her name is America. In this book, her name's Clementine, and then she gets nicknamed Lemon. I can't do it. it was a lot. So I just skipped through the names occasionally.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, God forbid, it was like, I'm gonna call Iwan James because it won't eliminate it. But even like going through those names, I'm like, okay, let's go. But there's one thing I wrote down and made me think of Emily is when she enters the apartment for the first time and there's the fucking pigeons. And I literally wrote down.
Is your light on?
No, it is
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
We're afraid of having technical difficulties this episode.
Yeah, last time we filmed, my mic wasn't on.
I literally wrote Emily's worst nightmare.
I think if I walked into an apartment and like opened the window and the pigeons came in, I think I'd turn around and be like, "Give me my
Okay.
deposit back. I'm leaving."
I wouldn't open the window.
True, they
But
live in
had-
New York.
Yeah, I've had bats and I've had birds in my living room. Like, it's scary. I wouldn't open the window to a bunch of pigeons hanging outside.
Yeah, oh yeah, true. And they saw the pigeons.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why he decided to open it, but
Yeah, and the pigeons.
He can only cook. He's not very smart.
I mean, overall, like, it wasn't like a terrible book.
No, it definitely was not the worst of the three that we've read.
No, I think. However, my least favorite part of the book is when. Oh my god! It was like we finally like get insight of like James's restaurant and how it runs, and she's so. My biggest thing with her was how she was so fascinated on the James that was 18 and couldn't understand that there was always change in a person. And then she's so up his ass being like, this is not what you wanted. And then he starts talking about his grandfather and how like this, like he trained him, he was this, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, he's not a real chef. I was like, girl, are you kidding? I remember I literally wrote it down. I was like, girl, you're a stupid bitch. Like, why would you say that?
It did seem like the instant that she met him, like, she just wanted to change him back to, like, how he was as a kid. Or, like, not a kid, but, like, as how he was, like, the 7 years before, like, the meeting in real life. Which, obviously, like, there was some change. Obviously, he did have some things, like, that needed to be pointed out, being like, hey, this is not what you want, bud. But just, like, instantly wanting to be like, you're doing everything wrong is very pushy.
Yeah. So, I feel like we kind of, like, all, like, said our thoughts. But would you recommend this book to other people?
I will admit, I think the issue with book talk and TikTok sometimes is they overhype books, as we will get into that point in our next episode we're filming after this. However, I still really liked it, but I'm also a person that eats up romance. Like, I love a good romance book, and I feel like I would recommend it, but I would also say, like, book talk does overhype it quite a bit.
I think I would recommend it, but I would recommend it to, like, I guess it depends on the reader. I'd recommend it to my mom. My mom would love this book, but I'm personally just, like, not a fan.
See, I feel like this would be really good for, like, I don't think a younger audience, but, like, I feel like if you're, like,
even just, like, a starter reader.
Kind of, yeah, like, a starter reader, or maybe you're, like, 17, 18, like, I feel like you would probably eat this up, maybe if you, like,
yeah, or if you're just, like,
and,
if you're just, like, not a fan of, like, that huge spice,
then I think you would really like this book. I kind of wish there was, like, more
the cutaway
spice,
scenes,
like, because I hate cutaway scenes. Like, that's a pet peeve of mine. But I feel like I would recommend this book to people. Like, I think it was good.
Yeah, I think it just definitely depends on the reader that I'm recommending it to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, I think if I read this, then you came to me and been like, oh, should I read it? I'd probably be like, no. Like, I'd probably tell you no.
Yeah, I feel like we know each other's reading styles.
But if Kayla asked me, I would be like, yeah. Like, Kayla would like this book. Yeah. So I definitely think it's depending. But
I feel like yes, but I really don't know to like, who? Because I feel like it was pretty slow, so I feel like if I know that person isn't into that like type of vibe, like it would be hard for me to like recommend it to them. But also there's a lot of good underlining like tropes and messages, I feel like. So
I feel like this was also very hard. We read this directly after Powerless, and Powerless for us was such a hit.
Exactly.
It was such a hit for us.
I think also the problem was this book started during our finals and stuff. It was all end of school and everything, like working out new jobs.
So much has been happening these past 2 months to all of us where we had to take a minute. For example, I have a broken bone. I have a broken orbital bone, and I can't really read right now, so we're pushing through this episode.
Yeah.
But, like, everyone's had something that's happened, and I feel like this book or the next book took the hit because of it.
Yeah, I mean, I had my summer class, so I literally had a week to get through the two next books anyways.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any like quotes you loved?
Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot best moment. The food truck. I love.
I like that
people
scene.
that-
Oh,
the two people that run. The
I'm not
food
gonna
truck.
lie, I forgot
Yes.
about it.
No, but I love them because also fajitas was like Emily.
That's true. I like. Yeah, I do.
But one of the best moments, I had the pigeons because they made me laugh.
Yeah.
I had the chef being the guy because I knew it happened. I knew that was going to be the thing. And then I had the plot twist because I really liked how, like we said, like the whole relationship between the aunt's like past love is related to
Mm-hmm.
the new guy. I thought that was like really cool connection. This story like has good like potential. I just needed more.
The last few chapters are just so rushed.
Yeah. I feel like if you're not gonna make a second book,
I think this could have been like 50 pages longer and I would have
Yeah.
been happy.
I guess like if you're trying to end it and like, okay, here's the end, here's the happy ending, like it makes sense, but sometimes rushing it like doesn't help.
Mm-hmm.
No. Because like, I think we're going to get into like for the next books, but like I feel like
Yeah.
we didn't see that in Powerless. Like,
Yeah, Powers we all read in like a few days. Like
that was
all
crazy,
of us.
and
Like,
I feel like Reckless is also something we're gonna finish pretty quickly. Maybe not
Exactly.
me, but I'll try.
Well, you have a month, so it'll be fine.
I probably
And
will
people
be
have been-
partaking in the
audio, because people
Audio
would do
book.
like audiobooks for it. So,
Also, yeah. Also, this is so a topic. See, Ellie Hazelwood's new book. She has an audiobook, which she made for each perspective. It's a woman reading for the woman and a man reading for the man.
I did not see that. I don't like audiobooks.
I know, but I feel like that's such a great thing that people should start doing if it's a dual
Yeah.
perspective book.
Well, ACOTAR has the audiobooks that are like immerse you, like
The
there's sound
fancy
effects.
ones.
Yeah, there's like sound effects. There's like
I heard one of them. I was like,
different
Jesus,
voices.
no.
Honestly, I would listen to those type of audiobooks, but I just can't listen to audiobooks. The only time I listen to like voices talking to me, like podcasts, is like when I'm about to fall asleep. Unless there's like video with it.
yeah, the only audiobook I've ever read was from my literature class last fall, because I just had to get to that
Oh
book
my
and
god,
I
Yeah.
that
pushed
book
through
sucked.
it. But yeah, no, I'm not an audiobook fan, but
Okay, I want to start off the quotes.
Okay.
I have one. It's from page 112, and it's
Mhm.
from James. I
Mhm.
won.
Mm.
It's when they're dancing in the kitchen,
Mm.
and he says, "Oh well, I guess they kissed." And then he says, "You kiss like you dance, like someone waiting to be asked. You can just dance, lemon. You can You can. Oh my god, take the lead." I wrote all of this morning, and it's like 3 words as one. But I really liked that quote. I think he's a good man.
He's a
yeah,
good
like
man.
he's a good character. I do like him.
I have a really good one. I think it's from her dad back at the end of the book when they're at the restaurant. She tells her parents that she like is quitting, and her dad goes, "Nothing lasts forever, not the good things nor the bad things. Just find what makes you happy and do it for as long as you can."
I like that.
I thought that was a really cute quote. I feel like a lot of my quotes are from like her reflecting on her feelings rather than like the romance part of it, but I think that's because what I liked about the book more.
Yeah.
Or when you go.
no, I was just about to say, I feel like a lot of my quotes are just like depressing.
Oh.
Like my two ones, like we're on like page 9 and page 12, and it was like her talking about like how she is like in a relationship or whatever, and she's like, I kept him at arm's length because at least there he wouldn't be able to see how broken I was. I could keep lying. I could keep pretending I was fine because I was fine. I had to be. I didn't like people worrying about me when they had so many other things to worry about. That's my lore, right? That you didn't need to worry about Clementine West. She's always figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's so you.
And it was like, I didn't even know what love was supposed to feel like. And then it was like, I wasn't always the easiest person to get along with. And in fact, they stuck around. And the fact that they stuck around meant more to me than I could ever actually admit. And being dragged on these like field trips the last couple of months had been refreshing.
Yep. I had the same
Because
ones.
I fall so hard, so deeply, so quickly. But then like, I'm like, no, like you cannot like see the real me because I'm too scared.
Also, something I didn't write it down, but I really liked the repetition of "I don't cry over men," and
Yeah.
then finally
She
she cries, and I'm like, "Yep, there it is."
I also had the I don't need to be fixed. I just need to be reminded that I was human.
Yeah, I had that one underlined.
Yeah,
too.
that was good.
And then the only love thing I think I have down was love was an invitation to the wild unknown, one step at a time together.
Mm,
I was like,
that's
oh,
nice.
cute.
I don't. I mean, yeah, I don't really have any like deep quotes that I've written down. I highlighted them in my book and I acknowledged them, but going and writing this thing like a month later after reading it was very hard.
And there was like a good one that I underlined this just for the sole purpose of like, oh yeah, we're like in a book club and she's talking about books and she's
Yes!
like,
Oh yeah, I really liked your descriptions of how
and
books
she was
are.
like, there was just something so reassuring about books. They had beginnings and middles and ends, and if you didn't like a part, you could skip to the next chapter. If someone died, you could stop on the last page, and they'd live on forever. Happy endings were definite, evils defeated, and the good lasted forever. And I was like, oh yeah,
I'm like, you're right, girl.
And then there was like one more, but I don't know where it is.
Will you look, Emily? Did you have something?
I'm not gonna lie, I did not fill out the paper, so I didn't really remember a lot of the quotes. But I'm agreeing with you guys. Like, all your quotes, I'm like, yeah, they are good. They are good.
Oh, one that like to go with like how she died. It was like, if there's no easy way to talk about suicide, sometimes the people you love don't leave you with goodbyes. They just leave. And I was like,
Yep. I also had the one about that. It's like, because the thing that mattered most never really left. The love stays. Love always stays, and so do we. When she's reflecting on, like, even if you die, there's still that, like, thing there.
Yeah.
I think you can tell we really liked the emotion in it more than the romance.
no,
a little bit.
literally.
Yeah, I'm not usually a fan of angst, but I felt like how they handled it was nice. Like, I liked hearing the feelings. It brought me to tears, so it definitely did something.
Oh, okay, sorry. I found it. He always says food brings people together, and that's really what I love about it. And it was like the dialogue, and she's like, how can it be a language all on its own? I've had entire conversations with people I've never spoken a word to. You can say things with food that you can't quite say with words sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
I feel like that really just describes our relationship.
And
That's
it
what
just
Chili's
describes
is.
me, like, I cook you guys food all the time, like,
Yeah.
sometimes, or, like, especially Carly, I'll be like, hey, like, I cooked this, like, come pick up a plate, like, I don't know, I love that.
yeah, so if I serve you guys white rice and ketchup, it means I hate you.
If I said it as a joke about it, that's what Chili's is.
Guys, comment down below your comfort food.
What is your comfort food?
That's a good one.
I don't know, but also comment down below what would you do if your friend died? Would you write a song?
Oh my god. We're not talking about this again.
Anyways.
Songs.
Yeah, speaking of songs,
I had a bunch.
I only have 2.
Okay.
I have The Man Who Can't Be Moved by The Script.
Ooh, good one.
And
That's a good one.
I have I Don't Know You Yet by Alexander 23.
I do too.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
I do too.
Thank you guys.
I
Thank
also
you.
just didn't fill out my sheets. I didn't really think of the songs, but those are actually, like,
I'm gonna have to post on our Instagram what the sheets look like if you guys are ever wondering what we fill out.
Do you
Which I
have a
really
song?
need to get better at. No.
Oh, well, I got us covered, guys. Get ready. All right. I have Timeless by Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Walking in the Wind by One Direction.
Don't know it.
It's a very good song. Marjorie by Taylor Swift, which is a song she wrote about her grandmother that passed away.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Invisible String by Taylor Swift.
I like that. Stop the invisible string theory. Kill me now. Kill me now.
See You Later, 10 Years. It was that one that blew up on TikTok. It was like, even if it takes 10 years.
I don't know that one.
Guys, I could talk about this all day.
I Don't Know You Yet by Alexander 23.
Good.
Close Behind and Call Your Mom by Noah Khan.
Literally,
Whoa.
stop.
Whoa.
This is not.
Whoa.
Stop.
Whoa. The Noah Khan.
That's literally tattooed on my body.
The Noah Khan song is an attack, bro.
That's like an attack to me right through here.
People Watching by Conan Gray, and then In the Kitchen by Renee Rapp.
Oh, those are so good.
Guys,
Wait, In the Kitchen is such a
I
slay.
just got chills.
guys, when it comes to the songs, I know how to work.
Honestly, I feel like I would have had more if I had done it right after. But
Yeah, I
This
did
was a
mine
month
right
later.
after.
We should, like, do, like, you can totally, like, do
I
that.
swear to God, if
But,
you
like,
say we
each-
should make a playlist.
she's already said it. Kayla has already said it.
I've already made it. I actually sent it to the group chat for you guys to add your songs.
Yeah, I don't have that link.
So I'll send it again. But the post is made.
You should start a Snapchat,
So, Emily-
so it's easier to, like...
No,
What?
I don't have Snapchat.
Oh, right.
Or they deleted it. I was gonna do the creepy thing where I open my bad eye.
No.
Okay, but I feel like after our giggles, I feel like that's a good ending point.
I
If
think that was a good episode.
nobody has any more to say.
So
I think okay. So obviously we're filming this. When
Back
is
to
it?
back.
It's June right now. obviously we're filming this in June, and we didn't film for May. This is our May one. So you guys don't get the surprise of who got the book choice next. It was Emily and I, because we decided to do double books for June in order for us to be ready to read Reckless
In July.
by Lauren Roberts in July, which is the second book. Well, it's book 2, but obviously we read the novella, which we'll also discuss for end of July. So Emily picked Butcher and Blackbird, and then I picked Assistant to the Villain, and we will discuss those in the next episode. And then there was, oh yeah, and then August. So the way we've been doing it is each month one person picks a book, and then the person who picked the book picks the next person for a book.
Mm-hmm.
Starting in August, we're gonna each just put in our like wants for books to be read, and then we're gonna pick out of a hat. I think we're gonna do pick out and be like, this is not what we're reading.
Yeah.
So we'll pick out of the hat, and then the last one left will be what we will read, and so we'll do that at the end of July's episode. So we'll do July's Reckless plus the novella, and then at the end we'll decide what book we're reading for August.
For Reckless, I'm just wondering because I actually don't know. Did she release like when her third book is gonna be out, like
No.
a timeline, or do we not know?
No, I don't think she has said when it's coming out. I just think it's gonna be coming out.
Okay,
She
so I wasn't sure if it
has-
was like the end of this year.
I bet
like,
it wouldn't be till at least
No.
January.
She's posted
That's
pictures
not- yeah.
of her writing, but people think that's 2.5. They think they're another.
Yeah, because
there's another novella
there's
coming.
supposed to be another novella.
yeah, we can talk about that in July.
Yeah.
We can talk about our theories because this episode will like get really long.
Yeah, but anyways, so that's what we're doing in the next couple months, and we will try not to be behind. Life's crazy, but at least we're not living in a magical apartment. So, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next episode.
Bye.
Bye.